What up, guys? This is part 2 of my how to become the best in Dark Orbit. And I actually have 3 clips to show you guys. The first one is with a spectrum fight. The second one is a spectrum fight again, but they're used differently. And the last one is Sentinel versus Sentinel. Now, these are taken from old jackpot clips because that's pretty much the easiest thing for me to use to explain why I do certain things. But before I get into that, I want to talk about oh, by the way, if you're looking at this, it's not an actual dick pic. It's actually, oh my god, it's a meme. Just making sure so nobody's like, oh my god, you have dick pics. Alright, so, as I was saying, so yeah, I'm going to show those 3 clips. I'm going to talk and analyze them. So this video is going to be kind of long. So yeah, but before I start them, I want to explain a few key points before I get into them, just so you guys understand why I do certain things. So the first thing that you want to know when you're fighting, well, first thing before you even like attempt to become like the best in Dark Orbit, you need to. I got a text message. The first thing you need to do before you want to become the best in Dark Orbit is you need to know how to switch your RSBs properly. Now, I'm a little rusty on that since I haven't been playing all that often, but an easy way to practice is to like get in your Goliath, put on one laser, like literally unequip all of your lasers and just put one laser, like one LF4, whatever you want, MP1, LF3, LF2, whatever they have. You put it on your ship, I guess, or your drone. You just put one. Make sure you're only using one. You go to like a crystalline and you just switch from whites to RSBs, back to X4s, RSBs, X4s, RSBs. And you just keep practicing until you get it down. And then you try to do it with your eyes closed or something. I don't know. Just make sure it's like it comes second nature to you. And once you have that down, then you're ready to become the best. And the next step is when you're fighting someone, you have to know at all times what config they're on. So, wait, I have to sneeze. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. You always want to know what config your opponent is on. And the easiest way to do that is, I guess, to start your fights on your speed or battle config, whatever's easier for you. Obviously, you're going to start it on one of the other. But make sure you always know what config the enemy's at. Like, you want to know if they're on their battle so you can react to it, and if they're on their speed, you want to know that they're on their speed so you can react to it, you know. You don't want to be fighting them blindly, especially in Jackpot Arena, because a lot of people like to do that cheesy double slow config. So if you ever run into that, you don't want to fight them straight up. You want to kind of do a whole bunch of kamikaze stuff and just go all like Al-Qaeda on them or something. So next step is time your EMP and insta-shield correctly. So like when you fight somebody, you want to use your EMP and insta-shields to block RSB shots. Like, you know how they have a 3-second cooldown. So they use their RSBs, you literally count in your head like 1, 2, and when you're about to hit 3, you hit your EMP or you hit your insta-shield. And bada bing, you blocked it. But now, the more complicated part comes in when you want to do it like... Okay, so I'm sorry for being like all over the place. I'm kind of just like retarded or something. But you want your RSBs to hit them and their RSBs not to hit you. That's the key point. So the thing is, humans are very much the same and very predictable. So what you want to do is you want to time your insta-shield RSBs and their insta-shield. For example, you use your insta-shield, they're going to use their insta-shield literally a second after, most of the time, about 80% of the time. So you take that 80% and you use it to your advantage. So you click insta-shield, fire RSBs, and then they're gonna insta-shield. So obviously you insta-shield first to block their RSBs. So their RSBs are about to hit you. You don't use your RSBs right away. You want to wait a little bit. So their RSBs are about to hit you. You click on your insta-shield. Boom, you block them. Now, you fire your RSBs. Boom, your RSBs hit the enemy. And now, they're going to insta-shield. So they insta-shield, but all they're insta-shielding is your X4 lasers. So who won there? You did. Because you got your RSBs in, and they did it. So right away, you have an advantage. Now, once you have this advantage, you want to keep doing that throughout the fight. Maybe just play it even. If you got this advantage from the first combo and your first insta-shield, even if your opponent like plays it even, like let's say you both EMP and none of you get your RSBs off, you're still winning. So you want to use that advantage and not let them get away. And that's pretty much how every fight should go for you. It's not like you want to fight the same all the time because a lot of people fight different. People come in with their speed, insta shield. People come in with their battle, insta shield. You know, it's all over the place. So you don't always want to use one tactic. You always want to fight according to what they do. But you want to predict their moves and you want to force them into situations in which they can't pretty much do anything. So that's pretty much like the basics behind everything. Now I'm gonna show these videos if I find them. Alright, so here's the first one. And this is actually the original version, so... Alright, so this is the fight I want to show. I start off on my battle config, and the reason for this is I want to get one combo off on my battle before I switch to my speed config. If I'm able to do that, then I can just switch to pincer once I'm on my speed config and not worry about switching back to heart when I go on back on my battle config. So, we're going to start this clip, and hopefully I can explain it very well. As you can see, battle config, one combo, boom, switch to my speed config. Now, I smart bomb right here, 105,000. I got a really nice smart bomb here. You always want to smart bomb them before they switch out of heart formation. If they switched out of heart formation really quick, then you're out of luck. You know, your smart bomb did like 25,000 less damage. But it's not too bad. Right there, you see I switched to pincer because now I lost 10% on my battle and I lost 10% on my speed config. So I'm not losing anything from the heart formation switching to pincer. All I'm losing is HP, and that doesn't really matter too much. Your shields are what matter in JPA. So I am going to back away here just because I know that I'm on my speed. I don't want to fight on my speed. I want to fight on my battle. None of us have insta-shielded or EMP'd yet. So knowing that, we're going to back away. And when you disengage, both of your RSBs are back up, and everybody engages with RSBs. So what I do here is when I switch to my battle, I insta-shield immediately. I block out his RSBs and make sure mine hit. And as I explained earlier, human reaction, he's going to insta-shield right after. So you'll see here. Boom, insta-shield. As you can see right there, it's going black because I paused. Insta-shield, and look, notice how I haven't hit my RSBs yet. I hit my RSBs after I insta-shield, just so I can get them like exactly timed. So once I hit them after insta shield, look what happened. He insta shields, and who ended up winning? I did because I hit my RSBs first, and he didn't hit any RSBs on me. He missed them because of my insta shield, and that's what you want to do. Right away, I'm winning this fight. Although I'm in a spectrum, I have more shields than him, and he's in a sentinel. So if I'm already winning with more shields before I turn on my spectrum, that's just a huge victory. There's no way he can come back if I can sit on him the whole 30 seconds. Now, I EMP right away because I don't want his RSBs to hit me again because I already built up this advantage. I already have this advantage all built up. I'm not going to lose it at this point. And I EMP first. I don't want his RSBs to hit me. So if you guys do the math, you can see how long he's gone without hitting me with RSBs. So now my RSBs are I'm gonna try to attempt to hit my RSBs before he EMPs. But unfortunately, as you can see here, for some reason they just miss. I don't know why DARKORBIT trolled me, or I don't know what happened. But if I landed that combo right there, I would have done so much damage and won the fight by a lot more. So as you can see, I missed them, but that's pretty much the point. Like right here, I would have had it won because my RSBs are hitting him before he EMPs again. Now he hasn't hit a single shot of RSBs ever since we re-engaged, and I have hit 2, but one of them missed. So pretty much I only hit 1, but I should have hit 2. Now with that advantage, like you pretty much just win because your battle config is going to be like fat and tanky because he has like less shields than you. And now here's the big important thing with the spectrum. When you use spectrum, you want to make sure that you use it to block out a combo. Now that's why I use my insta shield and EMP prior to my enemy, because if I EMP first, they EMP second. So they can click on me first and fire their first combo at me, which means I am going to be taking free damage on my battle config for like a second or two. And I'm not going to be able to shoot them because they pretty much EMP'd, so I have to wait a little bit. So what I do with the Spectrum is, as soon as they're able to click on me, that's when I turn it on. So look at his initial combo. It did 16,000, 20,000, when he should have done 100,000. So that's pretty much like another insta-shield, you know what I mean? Like, I pretty much just blocked out a whole nother combo and reduced the damage to 20%. So now that the Spectrum's on, all I have to do is sit on him. And that's not hard to do because now he has no EMP, I have no EMP. If he slow down rockets me, I can use the same thing on him and we're even. Like, I'm just going to sit on him the whole time. Now, look at the shield difference. He has barely any shields left on his speed and I'm pretty much full. And that's all because I was able to exchange my RSBs and he wasn't able to hit his. Now, what I did here, I forced him into a really bad situation. He is forced to go on his battle config. It's like a mosquito, what the hell? He's forced to go on his battle config, and that's not what he wants, because if you're on your battle, you're really, really slow, and how are you going to run away from a Spectrum? You know, you kind of just have to sit there. Knowing that he's on his battle, I smart bomb instantly. Like, oh, I'd be retarded not to smart bomb right here. It's like free damage on his battle. There's nothing he can do. I still have shields on my speed and on my battle, so this fight is going in my favor, like, immensely. And I do believe his biggest mistake was right here. He insta-shielded when I'm Spectrum, then that's something you don't want to do. And a lot of players tend to do that, but make sure you don't do that because you literally lose out on so much damage. Like, he insta-shields 20,000, 22,000, and let's say 36,000. That's how much damage he did throughout his insta-shield. That's not much. He could have done a lot more once my Spectrum had ran out and he insta-shielded then. He would have done a lot more damage. Because now my Spectrum runs out literally right here. And I am going to switch to my battle and fire a combo at him. So right there, 45,000, 90,000. So who did more damage? Obviously I did, because I waited till my Spectrum was gone. And right away, he EMPs, I EMP. We're just going to click on each other. I already had this huge advantage built up in the first few seconds of the fight, in the middle of the fight, throughout my Spectrum. And now, all I have to do is pretty much just fight him. There's no way he can beat me. And that's exactly what happens right here. Like, it's just battle versus battle. My battle beats his, and I pop my battle rep bot just to get HP. Switch to my speed config because I have shields left, and we got a win. Like, that's exactly what you want to be doing. So, hopefully you guys understood all of that, because I feel like sometimes I just talk and rant about stuff because, like, my brain works a little weird and I tend to not even realize what I'm saying. But, oh god, that's loud. Alright. So this next fight is Sentinel versus Sentinel, and this is something that I really want to show you guys. So here, I actually started on my battle config, but I was forced to switch to my speed because I noticed that he was running. Now, I had no idea who this was. I figured out later that it was Interceptor once I did translate his name. But at first I didn't know who it was, so I was just like taking my chances and guessing it was the best fighter in the game. So I can't pull any mistakes, and I pretty much don't pull any mistakes this fight, like, at all. Oh, well, no, I did pull some mistakes. I missed like two smart bombs, but that could have been avoidable, but I'm dumb, so I just hit my smart bomb. I'm too trigger happy. And of course, since I just switched to my speed, my Hellstorms have to reload. So you can see them flying right here. They're coming at me. 20,000. But mine do nothing because they're not firing. So they're not firing again because I switched to my battle. And what I did here, I noticed that he insta-shielded on his speed config. So his combo is really, really low. It's not going to hit me for all that much. It's going to hit me like barely anything. So what I did is I got as close to him as possible before I insta-shielded, because once I insta-shield and I'm on my battle config, my combo is going to do a lot more than his did. And that's exactly what I do here. Look, he's like backing off here because His plan was to come in, insta-shield, back away from mine. Because he knows that I'm going to switch to my battle and insta-shield. And I'm going to be slow, he's going to be fast. He's going to be out of range before I get any damage on. That's why I got as close to him as possible, so I can have a wider range to attack him with. So as you can see here, I smart bombed, but unfortunately he's already on pincer, so it only does 75,000 damage instead of 105. So right here he's backing away, but I already got my combo off. I'm good. Like, I literally am winning at this point. If we just fight straight up, I won. So I played the first few seconds correctly once again, and that's exactly what you guys want to be doing. It's always the first few seconds. Now, look at the shield difference. He's at 60%, I'm at like 95% shields. And that's only because of that initial engage. Now, all I have to do here is just chase him down and fight him because he's not going to build an advantage. But of course, you don't want to throw the fight and play sloppy. You want to continue to pull your advantages. So here I'm going to re-engage with PLD. As you can see, it's already selected, and the reason I did that was I know that he's not going to continue to fight on his speed. Nobody fights on their speed once they have like their EMP up. So I was predicting that he was going to switch to his battle config and fight me. So I'm shooting my PLD right away, and I know we're both going to switch to our battle and have a brawl on our battle configs. And that's exactly what happens here. Like, my PLD fires right here, and what do you know? We both switched to our battle configs, same time. And he also PLD'd me, so he had the same thing in mind. Now, you guys see right here, like, this is what I want you guys to pay attention to. Our RSBs hit the same exact time. So, knowing that, I'm timing them, so I don't even have to count for his RSBs, I just have to look at mine. Since we fired them at the same time, his are going to be up at the same time as mine, so I'm ready to hit my insta-shield. Like, I was literally ready. I was like, I'm going to hit my insta-shield. I mean, my EMP. Whoa, I'm so off today. I'm going to hit my EMP to block his next round of RSBs, and he had the same thing in mind, so something funny happens here. Our RSBs are literally coming up right now. We're both about to shoot them, but this happens. Both of us EMP'd at the same exact time. And that's because we were both thinking we have to block the RSB shots. And that's exactly what we did. So he blocked my RSB shots, I blocked his, but I had an advantage built up from the beginning of the fight, so I'm already winning regardless. Like, it doesn't matter what he does at this point as long as I don't mess up. All I have to do is either play it even or not mess up, and I won. If I mess up, he can come back from the advantage that I built in the beginning. But I'm very good at keeping advantages, so once I have that like advantage on him, it's really hard for them to come back unless they somehow, like, I don't know, fool me, or if I have like a heart attack and fall off my chair, then obviously I'm gonna lose. So here, this is what I did here. Like, this is very important. Okay, we both EMP'd, and now I am predicting that, looking at my shields, about 50-60% shield left on the both of us. If I insta-shield now, my insta-shield's going to be back up by the time we're down to just HP. And knowing that, I am going to be able to use my insta-shield once again on my battle config, and that's what I wanted to do. And since I was predicting that he was not going to use his insta-shield right away, so if all went correctly and my predictions were right, I had the fight easy. So I obviously insta-shield here to block his RSBs. If I'm able to block his RSBs right here, I am going to fire mine, and he's going to insta-shield right after me because, as you can see, we're both almost fighting the same, but I'm one step ahead. So obviously I insta-shielded first. Look, his RSBs can't hit me because I'm through an insta-shield, and my RSBs hit him right there, 81,305. His EMP, his insta-shield is also right there, but I have already hit him with my RSBs. So it doesn't even matter. I missed the smart bomb right there, was really much my bad. But at this point it doesn't matter. Like, now we're just fighting on our battle config, and he knows that he's losing. He saw how much shields I had, he saw how much shields he had. So right here, he switched to his speed config, and now he's gonna back away and make me switch to my speed config, just so he could switch back to his battle and sab me. And if he does that, he's not going to lose much shields because it's like a Cubicon, you know, you're getting hit 20, 25, 30,000, and you're sabbing like 30, 40,000. So you're not losing shields. You're pretty much gaining or just staying in a stalemate. And that's exactly what he wants. So knowing that, I used my POD on my speed config and tried to switch back to my battle as soon as possible, just so I don't lose my advantage. Like, that was a very smart move of him, and he actually, like, I actually switched to my speed here to chase him. So he's able to take down about a good 200,000 shields here. But right here, I switch back to my battle config, and I just look at the shields. I'm like, okay, we're even. He has, what, like 10%, no, 5, 7% shields. I have 10% shields left. And I'm on pincer, he's on diamond, which means I have a lot more HP than he does. So all I have to do is fight him at this point, and he's gonna lose. I have more hit points, unless I miss like 40 shots in a row. Now, my RSB's hit there, and now pay attention to this. This next part right here is what won me the fight. We both fired our RSBs at the same time, which means they're gonna be back up at the same time. So, once again, my insta shield is literally like about to come back up, and I'm going to use it as soon as it does, and it timed perfectly, like just perfect, because as you can see here, insta shield RSBs, like that's what I've been doing, that's what I've been telling you guys this whole time. Insta shield RSBs, it timed perfectly. Now I did it on my battle config, so 92,000 damage and 51,000. That's 143,000 damage right there that I just did to him. He's down to like nothing of HP. He has like 1 HP. He is forced to switch to his speed config and fire a combo at me. At this point, I got him exactly where I want him. He's now panicking at this point. Like, he can't, like, he knows that he's losing. He either has to run away and play defensive, or he's just gonna straight up lose because he knows I have shields left. So he's retreating over here, and he wants me to, I guess, chase him. And I don't know what he had in mind, because at this point, there's not much you can have in mind. You're just like, oh shit, I have to get away. So what I did here, I switched to my speed as well, and look at that, I have so much shield left. Like, I was, at this point, I was so confident. I was like, I'm not gonna lose this. I already got this one. I was just excited, but I couldn't believe it. Like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm winning. So, of course, catch him in the rad zone. And I EMP'd first, so I can block his RSBs, but unfortunately, I didn't do that because I EMP'd a little too late. Now, he's going to EMP, of course, human reaction time. As you can see, like, it's happened pretty much every single time. I do something, they do it the second after. It's just how it goes. People tend to do this, and I used it to my advantage. So, right away, I smart bomb, and there's nothing he can do at this point. I just have to lock him down, and I just get my victory right here. So white's RSBs, boom. And the fight has been won. Now that was pretty much the finals of the second time I won the jackpot arena. The first time I won, I don't even know what was going on. Like, the way I fought was kind of different than how it is now. I kind of had a strategy. Now I kind of just fight according to what my opponent does, and that's the best thing you could do. So the next video comes from this one. Next clip, I should say. And it's against this player. Yeah, this guy. So this is a different way to use Spectrum. Okay, now before I play this clip, I just want to go off on a little rant right now. I should have won this jackpot arena, and I'm not being cocky or anything, but if you watch this video, I literally played every single fight insanely well. I barely messed up, and I ended up losing to Bestia because he was using a bug, and then he lost this like Crotonic or something because he was also using the bug. But I feel like if there was no bug users this jackpot, I would have won, because this was my peak. This video right here, like, is my peak moment of all time. Like, I am just a complete genius in this video. I don't know what it was, but this day, like, I woke up and I was so focused. Every little, like, thing in fighting, like, was in my head, and I was just like, I'm ready. Like, there's no way I'm losing. So, of course, here, I'm playing super confident. As I told you guys in the previous video, you want to play confident, and that's why I was able to pull off this win. Obviously, if you're scared, you're not going to be doing stuff. And I'll show you guys, like, what I mean. So, I'm on my speed config. I don't know why I blurred it out. My configs, I'll tell you guys right now, 7 LF4s on my speed config, 4 BO2s on my battle with Havocs. That's what I used in this jackpot. And I think that was the best with heart formation. I mean, it's all preference. I could probably lose to other configs, but it depends on your playstyle. I am more an aggressive fighter, so I want my battle to do a lot of damage so I can build up an early lead and stay with that lead. Okay, so speed config, and right away I am going to fire one combo and back away because I know everybody puts their pet on kamikaze. So it's exactly what I do. As you can see right here, my pet has not been touched, like it's just on guard mode. I'm waiting. I know his is gonna go on kamikaze. So if I just run away from it, I dodge a free 75,000 damage. So I run into the rad zone and it doesn't damage me. So I'm ready. Now what I do here is I know that he has no kamikaze. I put mine on kamikaze, switch to my battle, and hit him with a ice rocket. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. And this is what I mean by you want to play confident, you want to have a plan, a strategy to go in with, and as soon as you do it, you just think of something else really quick and continue like making up new plans for your fight. You don't want to just go out there and fight and be like don't know what to do. You want to go in and every time you do something, think of the next step. Like what could I do to defeat my opponent? So right away, you can see I ice rocket him, fire him one combo right here. But obviously he kind of blocks it. My pet kamikaze did hit him, however. As you can see, his nano hull's gone down. I think my RSB's hit. It says 64,000. So they might have hit for a really weak combo, but that's fine. I insta-shield after he did. And now the reason for that is because, look at this. His RSB's hit. And now my RSB's hit. His RSBs are about to hit me. And I literally just insta-shield right here. Block out everything. And all I have to do at this point is fight him. Build up an advantage. My RSBs hit him right there again. 62,000. He EMPs first. I EMP. As you can see again, like that's exactly what I want. Look, he's about to fire his RSBs. And remember how I told you the whole 1 second thing? Yeah, you have to be really fast. Because if they're doing it on you, you have to act before their RSBs hit. If the RSBs hit and they hit you before you use an ability, you gotta be like, oh shit, I gotta repair my shields because I'm losing at this point. So always watch out with that. He was doing the same thing. He was trying to hit me with his RSBs before I EMP'd, but I had my hand ready and I was waiting. As soon as he EMP'd, I EMP'd. I did not let him hit me with his RSBs. So as you can see, I EMP right there, and I lock him. Boom, one combo, and he runs away. Now, I know that he just switched to his speed config or whatever, he's switching back to his battle. So, what I'm going to do here, since I'm using a Spectrum, this is the other way of using a Spectrum. So the first time, I just told you guys to build an advantage and use it and fight with it. Now, if they're the ones that are using their abilities before you, which is what he did, he used his EMP before me, you can't use your Spectrum. You have to continue the fight and use your Spectrum later on. Just because you don't have an advantage to build. So right here, I switched to my speed config, and this is the whole confidence thing I'm telling you about. You know, a lot of people would be like, oh my god, it's a general, I should not fuck around. But literally, I'm just fucking around here. I'm just like, huh, I'm gonna shoot you with my pet for free. I'm just running back and forth. Like, literally right here, I was literally like smiling. I'm just like, you know, what's he gonna do? He's on his battle config, I could just run for free. I am just running for a bit, and he ice rockets me and kamikazes, which was really, it hurt, but I was on my speed config luckily, so my battle config is still good, and that's all I need. I just need some shields on my speed in case he runs away. I don't need all of them. I kind of use my speed as a meg. I don't really use it as a fighting thing. It's kind of just there to tank stuff and to like meg them. So as you can see, I'm doing it again. He's on his battle, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna hit him with my pet, you know, free damage. Who doesn't want free damage? And right here, fire him one combo on my speed, and I instantly, what I want to do here is switch to my Chevron, since it does a lot more damage when you're using Spectrum. Because Spectrum reduces your laser damage by 50% and theirs by 80%. So if I switch to Chevron, my rockets are still doing the same. So that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted my rockets to do a lot of damage. My lasers don't really matter at this point because I'm on Spectrum. So I know that I have my EMP and Insta Shield ready. Now, this is the other way to use the Spectrum. You want to use it when both of you have your Insta Shield and EMP ready. And the reason for that is, if they Insta Shield, you don't Insta Shield, you wait. And the only way to do this is if you are both very low. As you can see, we both have low shield left. We only have like hit points pretty much. So the fight's not going to last much longer anymore. At this point, the fight's going to be quick. Like, it's going to go like really fast. So you either use your Spectrum super early like I did before, or super late. You don't want to use it like randomly in the middle, because that's how you lose. And I've done that a lot of times, and I realized my mistakes. So right here, I use it, and the reason I used it is because I know that he is anxious to use his Insta Shield or his EMP. He's ready. Like, he wants to use them because he hasn't used them. Like, they just came back up. He's not going to wait a whole 30 seconds before using them. So I let him use them. I don't use anything. I'm just going to fight. Well, actually, here, for some reason, I used my Insta Shield. That was probably a mistake, but whatever. You know, I'm still winning. And he EMPs. I am not going to EMP. I literally waited. I'm just like, alright, I Insta Shielded. I mean, he Insta Shielded and I Insta Shielded, so I just made it even. But now he EMP'd. I'm not going to EMP because I'm looking, by judging at how much HP we have, there's no reason I should EMP because the fight's going to end really, really fast. Like, one combo and, like, he'll be dead once my Spectrum's gone. So, of course, he's trying to run away, and what you want to really get good at is chasing them down. As you can see, battle config, as soon as he switches to speed, I am very fast with my reactions. I switch to my speed config and I'm chasing him. I don't let him get away. Right here, I'm expecting him to shoot me an ice rocket. Like, I have my ice rocket to shoot, I think on my letter B or on my spacebar. I'm not sure. So, as soon as I see it coming, I literally click it. Since my thumb is literally right there, I could just, like, press it with my thumb and shoot them back an ice rocket. So I'm really, like, ready just for him to shoot me an ice rocket. And as you can see, he ices me. I ice him back. I was waiting for him to ice me, and your reactions have to be on point when you're playing. And that's why I'm saying that this was my peak. Like, this is when I was a monster. I have my battle config. He's just running. And right here, like, this is literally what won me the fight. I had my EMP left. My Spectrum's gone. He could have literally somehow still beaten me. But I secured my victory by EMPing. Now, what's he going to do? He already wasted his halfway through my Spectrum, so he doesn't have it ready. So right away, I use my EMP, and he's dead. Like, you know? And that's how you win. So, I'm not going to play this clip because it just makes me sad. But that was pretty much the clips that I wanted to show you guys, and hopefully you learned something from these videos. Well, if you did, you know, leave a like. If you didn't, then say you didn't and you already knew everything. But not a lot of players understand everything to a depth. I mean, there's still more to it, but then that's pretty much just experience. You learn that as you fight. And that's kind of just like, when do I do this? When do I do this? I can't tell you when because everyone fights differently. So it's kind of like you judge on your own. So, you know, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm sorry if the video is way too long, but, you know, it kind of needed to be this long for me to be able to go through 3 fights and explain why I do certain things. So, yeah, if you guys liked it, then put a like. But, yeah, I'm going to be having new videos soon, and it's going to be like all sorts of different content, gameplay, fighting, 1v1s. I guess UBA I'm going to be trying. And I guess just like fucking around. I was banned off the TeamSpeak that I usually hang out in. I don't know why. So I'm probably not going to be on TeamSpeaks because I don't know. So yeah, fuck, I was going to say one last thing. Oh, I'm going to be making a version of this video in Spanish soon. And I guess it's going to be long too, but a lot of my Spanish fans want one, and I feel like making one. But that's probably going to be like next week. So I'm going to leave that in the description. I'm going to write that in Spanish because I don't feel like talking Spanish right now. But there's like one more thing that I wanted to say. Oh my god, I am so dumb. Alright, whatever. I'll think of it later. I'll write it in the description. So yeah, peace out, guys. Oh wait, no, I remember now. It was actually, I am going to be, these strategies that I literally went over is how I fought with heart formation. That's not including diamond and drill. Although the principles that I told you guys about the blocking RSBs work with diamond and drill, like you always want to be doing that. But I'm not sure what configs are good with that, or like what are you supposed to be doing if you're fighting on your speed or your battle, because it's just an assload of shields. So I'm going to be experimenting with drill and ring formation. So hopefully I have a strategy for that pretty soon, and I'll share it with you guys. So, thanks for watching, stay tuned, and subscribe for more. So peace out.